Hello everybody, and just here and welcome back to Unnamed Memory, episode 7, in which Oscar might set off on a journey to rescue Tinasha? Maybe? I don't know. He kinda like became a king now, so maybe he is not going to go there personally, but he's gonna send like his generals and people there, maybe. I don't know. Something's gonna happen. Then again, a lot has happened in the previous episode, so maybe they've run out of things to do. Yeah, I mean, holy shit. So much things have happened in the previous episode. Oh, by the way, I have a fan running. I hope you can't hear it. From what I can see, it's like getting, silenced by the filters and OBS and whatnot, so shouldn't be audible, but yeah, I have a fan running, so if you hear anything, terribly sorry, but it's so incredibly stuffy here. There's like a storm coming, and it's super hot, so the air is just heavy, and I'm suffocating. Regardless, back to the show at hand. In the previous episode, a lot has happened. We had Tinasha just, randomly out of nowhere and in a very anticlimactic manner, honestly, take care of Oscar's curse. It really was anticlimactic. I was expecting it to be something of a, final goal of the show, right? Like, after everything is done, after they've already defeated Lanak, after, I don't know, they killed the 7th Archdemon of Calamity, etc., etc., etc. Only then, at the end, Tinasha finds a way to finally cure him, right? I really thought it's going to be a little bit more of an overarching thing, but no, it just happened like that right now. Without much ceremony to that, just Tinasha having a eureka moment, scribbling some stuff on his sleeping body, and he woke up and the curse was gone. Cool. It happened. Then we also had Tinasha transfer the ownership of her dragon. Can't remember its name, but yeah, the little dragon that can also grow. Oscar is now its owner. And Tinasha also kissed Oscar, which I guess in retrospect was also like a goodbye kiss, and her, giving him resources that he can use in the future to rescue her from Lanak. But at the moment, it was very out of nowhere. And another thing to add to the list of things that happened in this episode. Then we had a birthday party for the king. A couple of people arrived there. One girl in particular seemed interested in Oscar, but that just got kind of sidelined and a big nothing came out of it. I'd imagine in the source material there was, a little bit more about them, especially since from what I recall the light novel is written from Oscar's perspective, so it should have been, written what he did with the girl, what he talked about. I don't know, maybe. Then we had Lanak appear, just again, kind of out of nowhere. He appeared just as if nothing ever happened, grabbed Tinasha with him, and fucked off to the kingdom that he built for Tinasha, apparently. And Tinasha went with him, despite us knowing that Tinasha's traumas, Lucrezia told us about it, right? That Tinasha has very bad memories with Lanak because he dragged her out in the middle of the night, strapped her to an altar, and to the rhythm of people chanting, stabbed her repeatedly in her abdomen to steal her powers. And now he just appeared as if nothing happened. Oh, Tinasha beloved, I made a kingdom for you. Kind of out of left field, not gonna lie. And Tinasha, of course, went with him, which is probably a part of a bigger ruse. She wants to go with him so that he doesn't, I know, kill Oscar or doesn't attack the kingdom. She has her reasons. Probably, I would hope so. And probably counts on Oscar to arrive there and defeat Lanak and free her eventually, but he's probably not ready yet, or it would have been, out of it would have been a big surprise to him, so she gives Oscar a chance to prepare, kind of, sort of, maybe. I don't know, I'm not sure. Yeah, we learned about the details that Tinasha is apparently like a princess or even like a queen of some magical nation of yore. Lanak is the other ruler of it, and he tried to steal her magic. Then her magic exploded, and that destroyed the entire nation. That's why she's so afraid of losing control. And she repeats it so repeatedly. That's why she prepared Oscar to be a perfect foil to her, right? Should she ever lose control, Oscar will be there to stop her from rampaging. And Oscar became a king. Yeah. The current king just called him over. Yo, Oscar, I thought of abdicating and you're gonna be king. Cool? Cool. He's a king now. Another thing that happened without much fanfare. I don't know, maybe we're gonna see like an official coronation in this episode. Maybe we won't. Maybe there's actually not going to be any fanfare about that. I mean, who would celebrate a person like Oscar becoming their king, right? He's just gonna fuck off into a random forest to fight a Hydra and never gonna come back. Great king there, mate. But yeah, that's where we're at. And in today's episode, anything and everything can happen. It could be, it could be a coronation ceremony. It could be some preparations for war. It could be from Tinasha's perspective, right? That's also possible. She's been disappearing people, most probably disappearing them to safety, while telling Lanak that, oh no, I vaporized them. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Plenty of threads of the previous arcs have been closed. Some new ones have opened, so we are kind of at the boundary where we are. We are beginning a new arc, so it's kind of hard to predict where it's gonna go entirely. And let's just see that, right? To do it, you will need your subs, of course, to follow along with me. I'm gonna need my sound to hear what's going on in the show. And I'm gonna have to ask you for support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon, YouTube down below, or not. Share my content, spread the word, costs you nothing, helps a lot. And with that, we can start watching episode 7 of Unnamed Memory in 3, 2, 1, go. Tairi. Is that where the girl came from that was trying to riz up Oscar? Probably. Tris and Pamira. Whomst. Just her attendants? It's not a favor, it's a good advice. Yes. Oh, religious fanatics. Gotta love them. Dark Age, I assume the age of hunts on mages. I mean, Farsas doesn't mind mages and is prospering. You discount mages. to put it lightly, and you're under a big threat. So maybe there is something to, not antagonizing people who can blow up your head with a snap of their fingers. Yeah, I said it in a previous episode, but I really don't understand this belief that their nation seems to hold, lowly mages and like willingly antagonizing them. I can understand using subterfuge, using overwhelming power, stuff like that to get rid of them, right? To nip them in the bud, to, I don't fucking know, release something into the water to lower their fertility rates or whatever, right? I can understand that, but I will not understand walking up into the face of mages with a sword drawn. You lowly scum! It's a snap of fingers and you cease to exist. Right? I wonder if we're gonna see some more backstory on Oscar. The opening kind of promises that. The end of the dream. Okay, what exactly kind of a spell do you want to cast? And why are you sweating? Are you afraid of her? Or is it strenuous to cast this much magic? What's going on there? Did she have his mind wiped or something? Did she do that? Okay. So chances are the problem is gonna resolve itself in a matter of months. Okay, just have him cast as much magic as possible and the problem solves itself. Not for him, though. Yeah. Whomst the fuck? Oh, what? Tyri is attacking Farsas? Oh no, they are to arrive to, like join their forces. Yeah, because it means there's another mage as strong as her. Oh, Cecilia. Your hand in marriage, what else? She wants to be the queen. We are not in Farsas? Could have fooled me. right, gives him warnings. Okay, so I guess they're in Tyri. Is he calling up the dragon, or what was that come? Oh, he thought she's a boomerang. Just saying come, and she would come. I mean, I would not expect anything else of him, to be honest. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, that works. I mean, yeah, she does have a death wish. We already know that. Also, that's not a lot of people. That's not an army, that's like 2 battalions. If that. Yeah, kill him. No, get beheaded. We wouldn't. Attack. Or follow. Sure. Or come with him. He totally looks trustworthy. Yep. He totally has the demeanor of a very... Yes! What did you expect? Tea and fucking crumpets! Yeah, I mean, that seems nice. By stabbing Tinasha again? That's a bridal dress, alright. What procedure? Casting the country-spanning magic, or... Yeah. Using Tinasha as a source of energy, I guess. You're gonna use their magic? Okay, so now Tinasha just move away and count on the spell backfiring on him. Or something. Or we're gonna allow him to complete his magic. That also works. Okay, let's not allow him. That's good. That works better. Yeah, she'd rather take the magic for herself. If she can cast it, why does she need you? Duh. Yeah, and now I can take over. Okay. You're gonna bring them back? Yep. Or free them at least. Why would she not? Are you stupid? Are you fucking brain damaged? Why would she be willing to help you? Okay, Oscar, that's your chance to attack Lanak. Or attack the mages around while they're focused on Tinasha. Or kill this motherfucker at least. Oscar? Yeah, finally he moved. Thank you. Yeah? He says while running away. That's an amazing king you got yourself there. Okay, finally they're moving. Thank you. Yes, it is. Yes. What did you expect? There's a lot of about like silence and right? She says voiceless. Earlier, Lanak said something about silence, and Oscar was cursed by the witch of silence. I wonder if that has any connection. Yeah, watch her. I mean, you can still choose to fight. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work. Thank you. That's good. No big speeches, nothing. Just one hit, one kill. Good. Tinasha, not 80. Okay, using her new name. "12 Spirits of Tuldar." Oh, it's cute girls! She did a gacha! She summoned waifus! Okay, that was just a gacha pool. I get it. And they vanished. And they didn't kill him for some reason. "Team Rocket's blasting off again! I'll get you yet, Oscar Farsas!" You're gonna finish him off? Or you're gonna let him walk and gain new allies? Of course you're gonna let him walk and gain new allies, why wouldn't you? Or is it Oscar? Oh, it's Oscar. Okay, that's good. Okay. Cut off his head. Why are you letting him talk? No. Oh, yeah, back then, yes, yeah. Back then, sure. Okay, you got your answer, Oscar. You got your answer. Please nobody stop him. Hopefully nobody stopped him. What? The villain is dead. Yeah, he knows what must be done. Get on the knee, pull out the ring. Hmm? I guess it used a lot of her strength. Is she older again? Or did she just sleep it off? Okay. So I guess, what, Cusco is a country now? Apparently, if I'm reading it correctly. Wasn't she? Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, now you are officially under Farsa's protection. Okay, so they still have half a year left. Just get married already. Okay, so that was a nice finale of the season. I enjoyed this episode. Legitimately. I really did like this episode. I'm just wondering what's left. No, like legitimately, what's left? We don't really have any, like, loose threads, do we? Everybody who was a threat is dead. Oscar is no longer cursed. Lanak is dead. The whole, like, thing with the timeline keepers, that just fucking whizzled out. We are, like, back at square one, basically. So they're gonna have to create some new situations, right? And I think that's exactly gonna be a continuation. Yeah, it's essentially gonna be season 2 from now on. Green vines. Lucrezia? Does Lucrezia have some things to take care of? Is she a lost princess of some other country or something? I don't know, we'll see. Right now we're gonna see this episode again, though. But again, legitimately, this episode felt so much like a finale. And if they did stretch the story for this episode to be the finale, this show would only be so much better for it. Right? Like, this is the perfect finale. All the loose threads, everything is closed off. It's a good ending. There's a big shift in status quo, right? Right? And if they did so, then all the other threads, all the other bits and pieces would have so much more time to exist, right? I'm curious, what are they gonna show from now on? To think that Cusco's wretched mages would defeat us so soundly. Yeah, they're wretched, they're lowly. How could they have defeated us? Gee, I wonder. Gee, I wonder. Okay, so I'm getting the vibe that Tinasha very much got to know those two and that other dude, right? She just kind of got tied to them, a little bit of a friendship, a little bit of admiration maybe, right? But I guess that wasn't shown. I'm assuming it was shown in the source material. Yeah, hold off marching on Cusco. It's all gonna be done. One true god, Iritirdia. Of course. Actually, Iritirdia is the Witch of Silence. Actually, though, Farasat was refusing to make her the official deity. They refused to worship her, so... Oh! I can see that. I can see that. Iritirdia. One true god is Witch of Silence. Probably. I mean, let's take note of how powerful a witch is, like Tinasha or even Lucrezia, right? If a witch were to live for thousands of years, for example, and if she were focused on just pursuing power, just pursuing strength, I have no doubt a witch could become equivalent to a deity. I absolutely could see that happening. Just appear in a country, solve their drought problems, raise a couple of people from the dead, heal a couple of infants. Congratulations, you're a god. Wouldn't surprise me. Have you ever swung your sword on an infant's skull? Burned alive a mother clinging to her crying child? Yeah, that's what your people did to mages. Your nation was responsible for that. What did you expect? Did you expect the oppressed caste of mages to not rise up. Especially when they have such a huge, you know, edge over you in just pure sheer combat strength. What did you expect? Oppressing the weaker ones, that's easy. Oppressing the stronger ones? No, that doesn't work. Not for long. And never resolves nicely. OP, the end of the dream. The new map of the mainland. Yeah. We'll create a spell that covers the entire mainland that, I guess, allows Lanak to, like, directly control the land or something. With enough magic power, and of course, that magic power coming from Tinasha. Do you know why all the witches of the mainland are women? Because men's bodies, magically speaking, are unstable. Interesting. He's feeling the psychological effects. Does that explain his delusion? Does he maybe, like, not remember or doesn't get that he hurt Tinasha so much, or like something along those lines? That's why he's surprised that she would stand against him? I don't know. I'm not sure. If it comes to fruition, the mainland is sure to change drastically. Okay. This dude overheard what they talked about, and I had two predictions for him. Either him somehow taking their conversation as Tinasha being willing to betray Lanak, and Lanak potentially squashing her attempts at doing whatever it was she's planning to do, or him playing a double agent, immediately running for Oscar, telling him, yo, that's what's going on, right? That's the situation right here. Just grant me status of, like, your court mage or whatever, and I'm gonna help you, right? Something along those lines. And perhaps Oscar doing something against Tinasha's plans, and that kind of ruining the whole thing, right? Those were the things that I expected from him, but apparently it's neither. They were the ones who called me here. Okay, so we are in Tairi. I guess the architecture is ever so slightly different from Farsas. Farsas likes red. This has a lot of green. Well, we'll start twiddling our thumbs here. Yes, these have been attacked. And she's here, of course, trying to become the queen. What other goal would she have? And we're setting up a meeting with Tinasha, who did not expect it, and she's running away. Meanwhile, Oscar is like, Tinasha, come, I order you. Like he was talking to a fucking dog. I said it multiple times, and I'm gonna say it again, there's a lot of fucking shoujo-isms in this show. There really is a lot. It's like fucking 50 Shades of Grey light. It really is. At times. Yeah, we wasted a lot of time. Okay, so the citizens were not teleported away. They were just placed under some sort of a shield that hides them, and that Lanak apparently cannot see through. How many soldiers did they bring? Let's count, shall we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I lost count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 times 9. 12. Oh. What did I do? Oh, I guess I switched views briefly. 12 times 9 is 108. I'm assuming all the other armies are of similar size. Yeah, they seem to be. So 108 times 3, that's 324 people. That ain't an army. How large is a battalion? A battalion is 300 to 1,000 soldiers. So I was overestimating them, saying it's a couple of battalions. No, it's literally like on the smaller size of a fucking battalion. That's not an army. What were you hoping to achieve with this few people? Or is it like their elite forces or something? Maybe. I mean, they are being led by the kings of their respective countries. So, which in and of itself is fucking stupid. Is it just like adaptation issue where they couldn't be asked to draw a whole, like, literally just copy paste those fucking rectangles of people to create an illusion of there being more people? They couldn't be asked to do that? Or is it like actually in the source material, those are, you know, the elite forces, the strongest soldiers of the strongest soldiers, led by the kings, because the kings are the strongest warriors, and there's, I know, there's not going to be a lot of space to fight, for example, so an army of 5,000 would just not have anywhere to maneuver, right? There's some explanation? Maybe, I would hope so. Yeah, he arrived here, and I thought that either he says, "Oh no, like you're the wielder of Acacia. Like my king has no, you know, he has no chance, especially with Tinasha, Lady Tinasha, you know, rebelling against him. So I just came here in peace. I'm gonna give you information in exchange for you, you know, sparing my life." And maybe making me an advisor or something, wink wink, right? Either that, or he taking all of them someplace known only to him. So that maybe, because he wants to meddle, so that maybe Lanak arrives here, and my cat needs attention. So that maybe Lanak arrives here, she notices, oh, nobody came here, nobody heeded my call, well, time to destroy their countries, or something like that. But no, apparently he still works for Lanak. So I'm not sure what's the deal with him overhearing Tinasha talking to that other dude. How was that significant? Maybe it wasn't. Yeah, sure, let's go. Let's go with you. You seem trustworthy. You're a general of our enemy. You want to give us like a vantage point of observing? Sure. We're going with you. But don't you betray us. Oh no, we were betrayed. What a surprising development. I did not expect that. What do you want? Yeah, she just wants pets. So let's get done with this episode. Oh, we're only halfway through. Oh well. Okay, I'm just gonna let her meow. Ruins of Tuldar's Cathedral. That's at least poetic. I have a proposal. Mainland is rife with cruel discrimination and conflict. Yeah, that's true. Let's put an end to all of it. I fully expected him to maybe offer Oscar a pact of some sort, right? Because he's still a little bit reasonable. He sees that the nation of Farsas, you know, treats mages relatively well, so maybe we can make them a vassal state, right? Let's allow Farsas to exist as a vassal state, or something along those lines. But no. Apparently his proposal is that you will submit or you will die. The end. Bride in a bridal dress, and why is she surprised that Oscar is here? Wasn't it a part of her plan? I guess maybe not. Oh, is that supposed to be like Bardalos's meddling? He overheard Tinasha talk about something. He told Lanak, hey, yo, let's bring Oscar and the bunch here. For some reason. And they brought them here. And if that dude did not overhear Tinasha, then they would not bring the armies? I don't know. I have no idea. Witness the moment until the procedure is complete. Yeah. An invocation and summoning the lakes. Compassion at daybreak. Jealousy at morn. Denial at noon. Longing at twilight. And hatred at night. Yeah? Midnight. Sure. Fair enough. Okay, so those are the 5 lakes. And apparently all Tinasha needed is knowing their names. Okay, I'm glad she at least had a plan. I'm glad. And I'm glad that the plan actually made sense. Right? I was afraid that it might be something bullshit, like, oh, I'm going to join Lanak, I'm going to pretend to join his forces, and then eventually I'm gonna wait for him to die, and then I'm gonna take over the country and make it better, or, you know, whatever kind of bullshit like that. But no, she had a legitimate reason. She didn't know the names of the lakes, she wanted to use them for something, and he knew the names of the lakes because he was the one who created them, but he didn't want to tell her the names. So she had to wait until this whole ritual to learn their names. Then she dispelled his magic. Yeah, makes perfect sense. Good. Very good. I like it. I legitimately enjoy it. I legitimately enjoyed this episode. Yeah, she takes over the magic. When I found you, I was so happy I could have cried. And we have an explanation why she was looking for him all this time. She wanted the names. And she's happy that she found him, because now she has a chance to learn the names, and she has a chance to make up for what she did, at least partly, right? Yeah, exactly. I like it. I really like this development. The souls of the citizens you killed 400 years ago, that's also nice. I like that she blames him for the destruction, not herself. At least not fully. Good. I really was afraid that she's gonna, like, fully get into the self-loathing of, I destroyed the country, I killed this many people, Oscar, kill me, stab me right in the heart, I deserve it. Right? I fully expected something like that. Where the fuck is she meowing from? Somewhere. Who melted into and were bound by the magical lakes. Let us begin your atonement. There we go. And that's the end of the dream. He finally awoke. Those are nice. Those two are cool. I hope they survive. I really suspect that they had some nice bonding moments with Tinasha that were omitted from the adaptation. Protecting you is our duty. Yeah, we are assigned to protect you. We want to protect you, no matter from whom. Right? We are with you, whatever you decide to do. I like it. I like this archetype of a character. And finally, Oscar woke up. Sword wielder of Acacia. No, it can't be. That's forbidden love. And she runs away. Is she going to be a loose thread here? Is she going to cause issues? Actually. Ponytail. Mage. Girl. Causes issues. Assuming she survived the bombarding by the, like, 12 spirits or whatever. Some of the demons. Bro, those are birds. This is so, like, in your face. Really. Tinasha asked him, have you ever brought your sword down on an infant's skull? Have you ever burned a mother crying with her child, hugging her, stuff like that? And here it is, a child. With so much hatred towards him, because your nation of Tairi did it. And you will have to do anything in your power to make amends. Because if not, then the mages will raise up again. And again, and again, and again, and again. unless you acknowledge them and stop prosecuting them. Unless you become like Farsas. Until you become like Farsas. Inscribed pact woven a voiceless voice. Again, voiceless, again, silence. I wonder if it actually has some connection to the Witch of Silence. Actually, sure. Tinasha is Witch of Silence. Probably not. It wouldn't make much sense because, like, she wouldn't have trouble undoing the curse. Then again, early on we learned that a curse like that, or a blessing in this case, cannot really be undone even by the one who cast it. Right? There might be something to that theory. We'll see. It couldn't be. It is. Spirits of Tuldar. Allegedly summoned by their first ruler. This was nice. No, like, talking, no pairing, no nothing. He does the, go on, burn to cinders, I summon the ghost of... And he's dead. That's how you deal with mages. You don't let them finish their incantation. That's good. I like it. We even got to see some blood, which tells us that, yeah, he's actually dead. Good. And, yeah, she summons the spirits of Tuldar. And in the process, I assume she's also freeing the souls of the people? Or is it something that she's gonna leave for later? Or what exactly? Or are they the spirits of people? And everybody remains hooded and masked. Only the waifu gets unmasked. You get to see only her. And just like that, problem is solved and they just fuck off. I was hoping we get to add some new characters to the cast, right? It would be nice to have, you know, a couple of characters like that added from the past. You know, they've been sealed for the past millennia. They get brought up to the current world, to the modern times, and they are, you know, weirded out by what's going on in the world. But I know this girl is like, oh, Oscar Farsas of those Farsas. Well, I remember your grandmother. She used to sell apples in Tuldar, or you know, something like that. Maybe she would have some insight into the Witch of Silence, right? Maybe. But no, apparently they just appear and disappear immediately after. I was afraid that Lanak will be allowed to run away. No, thankfully he didn't run particularly far. Now I was afraid that this is someone who is not Oscar. I thought it's maybe, I don't know, a king of some other nation willing to make a pact with Lanak or something, right? Oh, I'm going to give you my people, my strength, my power, because I want to exact revenge on Farsas, or something like that, and that it's not the last we've seen of Lanak. No, thankfully it's Oscar. Talking, unfortunately. Just a random question. Oh, what did you feel when you sliced her belly open? Nothing at all. There we go. That's that. Like, it's supposed to be a very poignant scene. I feel very, like, you know, important and maybe symbolic to a degree, but instead we get a cut to black. Whenever a show does the, you know, raised weapon, lowered weapon, cut to black, I'm always afraid that the weapon didn't actually connect. I'm always afraid that the person who we are led to believe got killed hasn't been killed actually. And especially in case of Lanak, I would very much like to have a confirmation. And I'm all the more afraid because the bald dude, he got killed with like blood splatter and all that without any fade to black. So they are willing to show that. But they were not willing to show that in case of Lanak. Maybe for style, maybe. Or maybe because Lanak will be back, actually. Lanak is back. Somehow Lanak returned. As the wielder of Akashi, you know what must be done. Yeah, how about we invade your country? How does that sound? Sound good? Let's end the persecution of mages and let's attack the nations that persecute mages. You in? You in. Yeah, of course Oscar is unwilling to kill her. Yeah, Prince Royce decided not to initiate force on Kuzkul, leaving it as an autonomous state for mages. I guess that works to a degree, although it begs a question of like what of the territory. Did they just like willingly cede part of their country's territory to the mages, or is it like still technically their territory, but it also belongs to the mages? Like you know, whatchamacallit, not an enclave, whatever, doesn't matter. Or is it something like that? I don't know, we'll see. I'm also not sure how good of an idea it is to create a place like that for mages rather than, like, you know, properly integrating them into the country. I'd say that the latter would be more beneficial, because if you just give mages their own country, you risk them still being isolationist. You risk them still, maybe not now, maybe not in 10, 20 years, but eventually you risk them getting the idea of, hey, our country strong, their country weak, let's take over their country. Right? Like they will not feel like citizens of their country, so they will have no qualms attacking it. It would be a much better idea integrating them into this country. Some of them could go to Farsas, some of them could go to... Probably not. Like, I mean, that one dude was very much hoping for Tinasha to get executed, but on the off chance that they change their policy, some of the mages could go there, right? I think that would be better. Then again, Kuzkul seems to be under Tinasha's rule, so maybe it's gonna be fine after all. You're officially my fiancé. Yeah, I mean, that was to be expected. And yeah, that was the only way to bring you back alive. They were demanding her be decapitated and burned at the stake, but she's, you know, the fiancé of the king of a fellow, of a neighboring nation, so maybe let's not. That could cause a war. Makes perfect sense for Tinasha's protection alone. Work hard for the remaining half a year. It's only been 6 months, really. I guess they're aiming for the finale of this show to be like the end of the year, the end of their contract. That's what they're doing, isn't it? That's absolutely what they're doing. Show ends with Tinasha's contract. And I can absolutely see them ending the show with either a cliffhanger of Tinasha being in front of a decision whether to stay or to go, or with Tinasha seemingly leaving, but then an after credit scene happens and she's back and she says, oh no, I actually went to my tower just to get a toothbrush, or, you know, something along those lines. I could see it going both ways. We'll see, of course, in the future. But right now, that's gonna be it for this episode. I enjoyed it. I legitimately, honestly did. Previous episode was take it or leave it, kinda. I was very... maybe not very, but I really was kinda taken aback by some of the choices that they made in storytelling, but this episode works. I think it works mostly because they took their time with it. Right? Like this entire episode, the whole thing of going to the place of battle, having a fight scene, having the whole ritual, all that stuff, actually had a whole entire episode dedicated just to that. It wasn't squeezed into half an episode or a quarter of an episode, like some of those mini arcs, some of those stories have been in previous episodes, but rather it has a proper pacing, right? This episode really had a proper pacing, I feel. Now, we were missing a couple of details, sure, but those would have been either told before this episode's timeline or like in between episodes or something like that, I believe. So for, this episode in itself had good pacing, and I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the fact that nobody would be pushing it, but that very few like stupid mistakes have been made, right? Oscar did not spare Lanak, far as we can tell. He did not spare the Bold Mage, for example. Tinasha did not make any stupid decisions, right? Everything resolved as if, an actual living, breathing person would have done it, basically. There was no stupidity for the sake of story, right? None of that. None of that. It really did feel like a finale, though. And I really have to wonder, how would this show feel? How would it look if this was the finale and the rest of the show had more time to develop instead? And I wonder why the choice to speed it up so much. Why the choice to give us a finale in the middle of the season. It's because of the year limit. It has to be. They were hoping to adapt the entire year in this show. That has to be it. Perhaps even initially they thought they were gonna have like 24 episodes. I could see them doing that in 24 episodes. But in 12, a little bit too squished. It really is. I really think it would have been a much better choice to adapt just to this point and then hope for the second season to be greenlit. It's not a choice they made, though, so it is what it is. And again, for what it's worth, I very much did enjoy this episode. And not in a, ironic way of enjoying bad movies, like I also tend to do, but rather in like a proper enjoyment based on the virtues of this episode alone. Not in an ironic way or anything like that. This was actually a good episode. So it's cool. It's cool that they can make those. But yeah, right now I'd say that's gonna be it from me for today, but maybe you guys have something more to add on the topic of this episode. If so, say so in the comments down below. What did you think of it, of my reaction, my theories, stuff like that? No spoilers, please. Spoilers can go to my Discord, linked in the description and also up here. Like this video if you liked it, subscribe to be notified of future videos, not only Unnamed Memory, but also Yuki-Onna, Kaito Otome, Kaiju number 8, Sentai Daishikaku, plenty others coming in the future. Click the bell to be notified when I go live, because I do sometimes support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon down below, where for $10 a month you get early access to non-seasonal shows like Yuki-Onna, and for just $1 you get a role onto Discord and a place and credits. You can also support me directly on YouTube through memberships, super thanks, super chats, stuff like that. And if you don't want to spend any money whatsoever, you don't have to. Share my content, spread the word. It costs you absolutely nothing and helps the channel a lot. And now, with all of that out of the way, that's gonna be it from me for today. So as always, you guys do all the good stuff, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Cheers! And here's my wonderful Patreons: QB, Without a Net, Zarene, Yuki, Alai, Ishtamu, Dr. Wataka, Master Marsh, Fassel, and Hans Peter. And you can join them if you want without having to be placed in an ambush.